Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hot Topics, the show, the podcast, where we create, inspire, and
Transform.
there you go. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and a holistic way, a natural way to always make you feel better. And next to me, like always, my beautiful co host, Kia Baker.
Well, hello. My name is Kia Baker, and I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories for the Veterans Channel, and I am also a success coach at London Real Academy. So,
So, how are you, my dear? You look beautiful, beautiful
oh,
today.
thank you. Thank you so much. I had a lot going on today. So, it was raining
Uh huh.
and I had things to do. So today I felt like just taking it back to my classic look, right? Just
Right,
you know how I like old Hollywood glamour. And
right.
so I felt like that energy today where I wanted to channel past lives and glam it up. And because it was raining and I had things to do and I needed that motivation. Do you ever do that where you needed a little boost of energy so you get yourself dolled up?
Of course, sometimes when I feel like down, I just go put more makeup and dress up and feel like I'm the bomb. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that
So you
was
feel
kind
you
of how
feel
I was
that way
feeling.
today that you are the bomb?
Yep. Well, I always say this, if you don't think you're the bomb, who is? So it has to
Exactly.
start with you. So you have to do what it takes to feel really good about yourself. In fact, today I feel like the bomb.com. Actually. Good evening, Angeline. Shout out to New
Angeline,
York.
New York. It's very cold out there.
Mm-hmm. For reals.
Very cold.
So you look very
Well,
fun and young and hip today. I'm feeling your
well,
vibes.
I like to have a young, a young spiritual, a young soul.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome because you feel even you are young older like me, I'm 48, but also you cannot lose that inner child, the inner young that you have, and remember when you was young how cool you was. So you have to bring those memories to yourself and say, hey, I know I'm 48, but I still young.
You know what? I was going through like this little, I don't know, and I'm not going to say, hi, George.
Hey,
I'm not going to
George.
say like a crisis, but I was like having this situation where I was getting older. And I remember this movie came out like right at the time where I was feeling some type of way. Like I was like, I'm not old, but I'm not young anymore. I'm like, you know, I feel weird. And and so I saw this movie called Sisters. If you haven't
Uh-huh.
seen it, it's Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and they're
Uh-huh.
so funny in that movie. Of course, they're always funny. Actually, they're hosting the Golden Globes this year
Uh-huh.
again. And so they have this line in the movie, and it's "Be that you." They throw this like house party of
Yeah.
people in their neighborhood where they grew up, and they sort of relive their youth a little bit. And during this process, they're reminded that you're still the same person you were when you were like younger. So I always remember that to try to look for those things that remind me because I'm still that girl. I'm still
Of
that girl that had a dance crew and used to do dance battles. I'm still that girl that was out all night. I'm still the girl who was serving in the Navy and was just like, everyone called me the Energizer Bunny because I would just go and go and go and go and go nonstop. I'm still that girl,
You're still
inside.
that girl. You are a machine. You are a machine.
But we all are really. We just lose track of it because like life gets in the way. We start
Yeah.
getting into the grind of trying to build our lives and be a mom or a dad and have a family and work and do all of these things. And we start to forget that youthful spirit that we had. And then that's what makes us feel old, right?
Exactly.
You're only as
And
old as you feel. So
ex-
cliche, but true.
Exactly. And remember, like I always say, I'm 95 and I feel young.
That's right. That's right.
We forgot about it,
I
right?
forgot about that. You are looking damn good,
For
and
95.
exactly, and very, very youthful. Very youthful. I admire you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I trying to preserve, take a collagen, exercise.
Trying to preserve your sexy.
Exactly.
That's
So,
right.
so Kia, we always have a disclaimer, but today the disclaimer is if you are 18, yes, you can see this show. And you are
Ah,
below 18, yes, you can see this show either, yeah, also too, right?
yeah. So if your kids are in the room, you don't have to shove them out.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
hey,
Hey,
Nicholas. Thanks for
Nicholas.
tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a guest for us today.
Yes, this guest is I have him in my heart because I admire him a lot because he's young and this young man is resilience and he loves life and the way he talks. I think I'm talking to an old soul when you talk to him
Love
because
that.
he's so mature. He knows exactly what he wants, and he have an experience in the past very dramatic for him because he lost everything. And when you're young, you don't have too much stuff, but whatever you have is a lot for you.
Yeah.
Imagine you're very young, working so much, saving a lot of stuff, and one day, boom, everything disappears.
Wow.
And the way he started. So I don't want to tell this story about it because it's a very cool story. And the way he expressed himself is beautifully. He's a professional photographer, and that is his passion. And he have another job, but I think that job that he have is important for him, but not that important in the passion that he have for his photography.
Hmm.
And we need to bring it in because it's important to listen to the young generations, people like him, to empower other young generations for our future. Because in the future, we're gonna be the old people, and is the new generation coming in with new ideas, new thoughts, new adventures, different. So we need to learn from them because they also have a lot of knowledge that sometimes we don't have. So I'm so happy to bring Jayden Mendez tonight, and he's here from Florida, from Miami, and he composed already a song. He have a documentary. He have a lot of things going on. So I so happy to bring it in. Do you want to bring it in now?
Bring them in right now. I can't wait.
Yay!
Hello.
Hey!
How are you, ladies? Everything good?
Hi, we're good. I'm good.
Oh, awesome. That's good to hear. That's good.
How are you, Jayden? How are you tonight?
I'm pretty great. Thank God. Very productive today. Took advantage of the day. Did what I had to do as usual. And I feel good. Thank God. I'm awake, alive. So that's it. Enough.
Exactly. So, Jaden, before we start our conversation, I want you to tell everybody where's your location and what time is now. And also, this is a question that I don't ask to everybody, but I'm going to ask to you. Also, what is your age?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 last summer. Going to 31 pretty soon. That's it.
And
Yeah.
your location?
And my location, I'm in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida right now is 9:12 p.m. and Eastern time. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's
So,
it.
Jaden, tell us who is Jaden Mendez?
Jayden Mendez. So Jayden Mendez, it's I live in Miami, Florida. I'm based in Miami. I'm a photographer. I have another job as well. Just try to like maintain. Trying to work hard on my craft. I'm just like everyone else. Just waking up the next day. Go to work and then do my photography and then just come back home and repeat the next day. Just right now I'm just taking this path in life just for me to make it where I want to be right now. In life, you got to sacrifice yourself for you to make it to that, to that point in life. So yeah, that's just me. Just a photographer, humble, very workaholic, very grateful for life, especially after the tragedy that I had a few years back. So thank God I'm here alive and smiling now again.
I have a question for you, Jayden. What inspired you to get involved with photography?
Okay, so back in 2015, well, 2014, about to be 2015, New Year's Eve. Um, I remember like I was like, I need a New Year resolution. And my cousin and my best friend, they've always been photographers way before I was, and they would always travel. And I remember on New Year's Eve, I was just super bored. I was just on my phone, going through social media, and I was looking at their pictures, and I'm like, wow, you know what? I would like to travel one day. I could, because at the time I would never travel. I would always be here because, it was a whole different life back then for me. Um, so I'm like, you know what? I want to travel to one state. I want to go to Washington D.C. I want to, get to know the presidential monuments. I want to do that. So, I went with my friends, and they all brought their equipment, and I was just watching them setting up their tripod, their lenses, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. Like they were just taking pictures of everything, and I just asked my cousin, can I just grab it? Can I hold it? Can I see it? And he did. He told me to be careful. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I took one picture, and I remember right after that moment, after that trip, I said it. I'm like, you know what? When I get back to Miami, I'm going to go get myself a camera. When I went to get the cameras, I was already paying for it. I was kind of like regretting it buying my first camera because I was always the type of person that would always forget about something after buying it. But this time it was a whole completely different story, thank God. And until this day, from that moment on, I've been a photographer already for 6 years. I already came up with two documentaries, two songs promoting my photography only, and that's pretty much it.
That's actually quite a lot in such a little bit of time. So,
Yeah.
what kind of photography do you do? Do you have a
um,
specialty?
Well, me, I'm a huge fan of landscape because of my first trip. That's what we started doing. Like they were taking pictures of the scenery, the mountains and stuff like that. Because we drove to Virginia from Washington D.C. We drove to Virginia to take pictures and go hiking. And ever since, I fell in love with landscape, and landscape's always been my favorite type of concept in photography. But we live in Miami. There's always the Everglades only, or you have South Beach and stuff like that. I mean, I already took many pictures of that, which that's so. For me to remain active and try to maintain my like my supporters, in my photography. But I try to stay active as possible. So what I do is that I try to take pictures of something else, like models, events, um, you know, musicians. I get a lot of bookings for musicians, music videos, and stuff like that. Thank God, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So, you started with landscape, and then how did you start getting involved with taking pictures of model? Do you so I saw your Instagram,
Oh
and I
yeah.
thought it was pretty
Awesome.
cool. So, is
Thank
that
you.
how you sort of connect with people?
Okay, so yeah, yes, of course. I do a lot of marketing. I do a lot of promotion on my Instagram, and okay, so before, how I got into the modeling is because when I first got the camera a long time ago, I wanted to practice on someone. So I asked my little sister, "Hey, can I practice on you?" She said, "Yes, of course." So we went to Wynwood, and I was taking pictures of her. And then after her, I took pictures of her friends. So I was practicing with people that I knew to feel comfortable. And then when it came down to like a real photo shoot, I was a little nervous, but not as nervous because I took one of my friends. That he was like just trying to like guide me to see if I was doing anything wrong. But I didn't have any negative comments, any negative feedback. I did great, thank God. And that from that moment on, I just kept getting more confident and confident, thank God. So, but yeah, I've been getting it. And the reason why I'm just still trying to do modeling right now is because there's no mountains here anymore. So when it comes to landscape, I just book a flight ticket, just travel anywhere that has to do with landscapes and mountains. That's it. But
Wow. That's really cool. I
much.
used to love photography. I took a course in it in high school, and I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. It was really old school though. It was like the dark room and mixing chemicals, and
Yes.
there was a lot to it. But I thought it was really fun and really, really fascinating. And in fact, my son, he is 6 right now, and he's obsessed with photography and
Wow.
taking pictures. Like, I think that's going to be his career when he grows up because he always has my phone. He takes pictures of everything, and the best ones I save so that
Oh,
he can see what he did from the time he was 3. He's been
that's
like
smart.
with the camera taking pictures. So that's really incredible. Um,
It
I'm really curious as to how you segued from modeling into music videos, because
is.
that's a lot different.
Okay, so I decided to make I just okay. I love marketing. I love, I look like I always try to find different type of work ethics for me to catch people's attention. So back in high school, I used to do music. I used to write my own lyrics. I was not into photography back then. I wanted to be a musician, to be honest. So, I
Mhm.
would go to the studio. But then I found photography few years later, and I fell in love with it. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to try a whole different technique now. Like I want to like make music, use that experience that I've always had, and use music to promote not only myself but my craft, my photography, my platform, which is social media username and stuff like that, for me to get some type of recognition. It's not gonna be a lot, but you got to start from somewhere no matter what. So I
Absolutely.
you got me. So that that's what we're working on now. The music video, like we already finished filming. It took us 2 days to finish it. I mean, well, for the filming and the editing, it's still not done. It's still been it should be done by like in a week or 2 weeks from now. But yeah, but I've been promoting it already.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So you are a creative, right? You
I
love photography, you love music,
love art
and
in general.
yeah, art. Yeah, I'm creative.
Yeah.
I love that too. I'm going into the studio myself for the first time really, really soon. And I'm
Awesome.
super nervous about it. Yeah, I just learned how to sing.
Awesome. Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. Once you hear yourself with the microphone, in front of the mic, you'll love it.
Yeah, you think so? You got any tips for me?
Yes, I'm gonna be honest. Me, for example, personally, at first, I couldn't do it. When people were around the studio, I couldn't. I was so nervous, and I felt pressure. But when there's no one around, it's just a producer and myself. I feel so much better and confident. Just don't try not to eat right before your session, because when you have a full stomach and you're about to record, you're gonna be running out of breath pretty fast. Just keep drinking water before to clear your throat, and that's it. But just make sure you're not full before your studio session. That's it.
Nice. Okay, I will keep that in mind. It is on March 17th. So, with
Yeah.
any luck, it's a lucky day. So, I'll have a good experience.
Nah, you got this.
Right on. So, tell me about your documentary. You said you have two.
Yeah. Okay. So my first okay, it's a series already. Basically, kind of
Hmm.
like it's a sequel. You get me? It's two. Okay. So it's called Through the Lens, and the first one, part one, is basically about just introducing myself as a photographer, just introducing my passion. Just it was a whole different concept. Like it took place in Wynwood, like the whole filming. It took place all over Wynwood with me and my team taking pictures, and there was just the audio in the background, me just talking about like inspirational stuff. Letting people know like the main key to talking about the main key to success and stuff like that, which it takes dedication, passion, and commitment. And just keep going to keep striving no matter how tough it may be. That's the first documentary what it's all about. The second one is called Through the Lens 2. um that one, it's because the whole motivation for that one, it was because like she said, I went through a tragedy in my room. Like I had a fire incident. Basically, what happened is that I left the candle on, my mistake, you know, and I went out and I was receiving phone calls from my neighbors. They were calling me, blowing up my phone, and I wasn't answering because I was busy. But then I was curious, and everybody kept telling me, Jayden, Jayden, you need to come back. I think your room is on fire. Your house is on fire. He said it like that. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't want to believe it because my neighbors, I love them to death, but they would be the type of people that would always exaggerate. So I'm like, I don't know if to believe it. My mom too, and I'm just like, oh, let me just leave it, just in case. And when I came back, like it was just basically like my room. Thank God, nothing happened to anything to the whole house because my door was closed. It was just like the ceiling. It was all broken, smoke coming out. Like you could see smoke coming out from outside, like from the roof. You could see smoke coming out of the window. The what's it called? The fan was hanging. Everything was destroyed. Black. Um, everything. I lost my photography equipment. I lost my furniture, my clothes, everything. And the only two things that didn't burn down, and I'm still in shock to this day, and I have it right here, right next to me, is my Bible and $700 that I had saved up for a trip that I had planned. Those are the only two things that didn't burn down, and they were my Bible. It was where the fire started, actually, next to my lamp, and my money was inside my closet, inside a little tiny cell phone box. And those are the only things that didn't burn down: my Bible and and the money. That's it. And with that, to be honest, I was so thankful. I'm like, yo, this is a sign to me. I feel like this is a wake up call, because at the moment, I'm not gonna lie, since I lost everything, yes, I felt depressed, but at the same time, I'm like, man, it was just materialistic items that can easily be replaced. So I shouldn't be that bummed out. Yes, it sucks that it happened, but I feel like this is a lesson that I need to learn. This is part of life. You need to go through something like this for you to grow, not mentally, spiritually. So thank God, I'm actually thankful I went through that, because if not, maybe I wouldn't had the same type of mindset right now. People like, when life hits you hard, you grow a lot. You grow more spiritually in every aspect too. So I'm actually thankful it happened. So I at the moment, I had all my merchandises too. I had another brand called Van Ventures. I had like stickers, merchandises, T-shirts, and stuff like that, and all of that burned down too. So I felt like when I lost everything, I felt like I had so many negative energy, like clapping, that it happened, because there's a lot of people out there, that they don't want to see you win, So I felt like, you know what? No, I'm gonna use that as a motivation, because I know that I can come back up. And I did. I challenged myself. I fought hard. It took me like 6 months to come for a comeback, and then right after that, I decided to come up with a whole different brand, a whole different name, a whole different from the beginning, from scratch, just like a beginner all over again, basically, kind of, but I decided to do that. And so yeah, that's basically the whole documentary it's about, like what I went through. And then I'm just trying to motivate people, inspire people, that no matter what you go through in life, it's never too late to keep going. Like, if you feel like giving up, before giving up, think about why you started. You get me? Because once you think about what you started, they're gonna be like, you know what? Nah, hold up. I can't stop. I remember why I started. I'm gonna keep going. No, I want to make it there, no matter how tough it may be. So thank God I made that decision. I didn't give up, and yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know. So far, things are great for me. So far, thank God. But I know I'm expecting, something else that might happen. You never know what can happen. Anything can happen. But I feel strong enough to face challenges now. You know.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
really incredible. All right, John.
John.
Hello, John.
Yeah, you're right. Forge is the hottest fires, pun intended. Okay, so
Thank you
that's
very
true.
much.
You a fire to me is super, super tragic, right?
It is. It is.
It happens really fast, and everything you have can be gone in an instant. And
Yes.
And so to have to fight your way back from something, from losing everything amongst people who are like looking at you, I, hola,
Yeah.
mommy.
Hola, mom. That's my mother.
So
The fan
beautiful.
number one.
The number one fan, always.
Always,
So
amen.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised she's not working out.
Punching the bags.
Right? She's working out like 4 or 5 times a day. Like, which reminds me, Gloria, have you recovered from your mom's visit from
I
all your
said to my
workouts?
mom, no, wait until next year.
Don't come back too soon. I have to recover from those workouts.
Oh man.
It's amazing. She's my icon. She is.
Yeah.
It's madness.
That's awesome.
So,
Warriors.
so tell me your mindset. That's the thing that I'm so fascinated with, right?
Really?
Because you lost all of this stuff and you have people around you that you felt like were sort of clapping, like shady side clapping to see you down, right?
Yeah.
Because, people have haters and people
Yeah.
have
Exactly.
frenemies and all of that. People around you, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be acquaintances that,
Yeah.
sort of are jealous of what you're doing, or they are projecting on you their fears of not succeeding or whatever the issues are, and you had to overcome all of that. So how did you do that? How did you go from seeing all this ruin around you to developing the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna come back from this?
Okay, so I've always been the type of person that always think positive no matter what. But at that moment for me it was so hard to think positive because of what was in front of me at the moment. But then I remember a wise person told me once, words are very strong. If you keep mentioning a lot of positive things, you're basically calling that energy towards you. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. I was kind of depressed, to be honest, but I looked at the bright side. I'm like, maybe there is a bright side to this. Maybe God decided to like get rid of everything around me to replace it for something better, for something new, for a new chapter in life. So I said it. I was like, okay, you know what? The first thing I should do first is relax my mind, calm down, and think positive, even if it's impossible. Think positive first. That's the first thing I did. Imagine the following day I was supposed to go to a photo shoot, which was already booked, but I didn't have any equipment. So I asked one of my friends to lend me his equipment. I'm like, dude, can I borrow your camera? Like, I'll bring it back. So no excuses. So I didn't cancel the photo shoot. So I still went out there with someone else's camera and did the photo shoot. And when I came back from the photo shoot, I remember that I was like, you know what? I have a new job now. I have better income in this job now. Okay, perfect. You know what? I think I know what I'm gonna do next. So I was basically focusing on one thing at a time. So I was like, I'm not gonna focus on my room. Well, because the insurance already had that covered. The city, they had to approve everything. So I wasn't really worried about that, to be honest. I was most worried about like my craft. That's what I was like more into. Like to me, that was the most important thing at the moment. I was like, no, I need to come back. I need to find a way to get back out there again.
Mhm.
So I've always had like old pictures saved on my hard drive. So in the meantime, I was posting those on social media. Excuse me. And so yeah, I was posting images on social media, and right after, like, I just kept taking more pictures, but with my phone, in the meantime, and try to use the apps to edit them and stuff like that. So I was not giving up. I was still finding ways. And then, and I remember with that job that I had, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get myself a car, and with that car, I can do trips now. And it's crazy because my friend, the same guy that lent me his camera, he was also looking for someone to sell his camera to. He was selling his camera and he was selling his car. And I'm like, okay, we can make a deal right here. You know, you're selling your camera, you're selling your car. I'm buying my. I need a new car right now. So me and him, we just basically negotiated. You know, and he sold his car, and then he got my sister sold him a new one. It's long story, but I ended up getting the camera, and ever since I just started going back out there and just taking more pictures. And I'm like, okay, cool. I have a decent camera now. Now I can continue where I left off. But I was like, you know what? In the meantime, just gonna keep taking pictures, but I'm not gonna come up with a different brand. Not yet. I need to come up with ideas. I need to come up with, graphic designer. I need to come up. I need. It's a lot for you to come up with a logo and a new brand. It takes a while, and it took me at least 2 3 years to get my first brand. And since I lost it all, I came up with my second one, and it took me like a year and a half or two to get back to get like my new brand out. So, but yeah, and then after that, I just once I already felt good, I felt like I was already like back out there again. I'm like, you know what? Now it's time for me to focus on getting a new brand, a new name for my company, and that's what I focused on. I hired a graphic designer. He created my logo. He did an amazing job, and right after the logo, I hire a videographer. I asked the videographer, hey, listen, I want to do a documentary. It's going to be about this, such and such and such. And he told me, okay, let's make it happen. He made it happen. We published it all over social media, YouTube, and it was pretty successful, thank God, and it inspired a lot of people. I received a lot of messages, people telling me, oh my God, your story is so beautiful. That's crazy how you lost everything and now you're back. How are you not crying, Jayden? That's insane. Like, it's crazy because nobody knew what I was going through. Like on social media, I may seem fine, but they don't know. You get me? But in reality, I wasn't really crying. I was just so depressed, but I was just keeping everything to myself. When so after all of that, like it just completely changed me mentally. Because before I used to be the type of person that I've always had good intentions in my heart, but like I wasn't as humble as I am now. I was very competitive, with other photographers too, because I felt like, sometimes they were just like throwing, subliminal messages to me. You get me? So I felt like I had to respond back, but now, not thinking about it, I realized like why waste your energy on something that's not even important. Just keep moving forward. Don't listen to other people, and that's it. Like just let it go. People are just hating, and that should just motivate you even more, and that's it. You know, Simple.
I have a question for that fire. Do you
Yeah.
lose everything, even your underwear?
Yes, I did everything, even and my underwears, my socks, my clothes, everything, my laptop. It was crazy.
Wow.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is so traumatic. And it's
Dude.
like it's amazing to me that you kept your job, your shoot the next day.
Yeah, I didn't want to cancel. That's how much I love photography. I'm like, I can't cancel. I need to go back out there. I had to find a way. And my friend, he did me the favor to lend me his camera, and my friend told me, "Yo, you're crazy, dude. Like, you just had a fire incident. Now you're out there doing a photo shoot. Like, if it's all good, like if nothing happened." I'm like, man, why think about it? Nah, man, that's gonna resolve later on. Trust me. Like, I don't even have to worry about that now. I'm more worried about my craft and my passion. I'd rather maintain myself engaged. So, like, the people that has always supported me. So ever since people heard my story on my documentary, I've been receiving a lot of positive messages, and a lot of people reposted it. They shared it, and it was amazing. It was a success. Thank God. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful. So, if there was someone out there right now that's living through something traumatic, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Okay, so I would tell them that, yeah, at the moment it's pretty hard. Your body, whatever you're going through, it doesn't have to be a fire incident. You could lose a lot of things, not even through fire, but there's a lot of ways. Whatever you're going through, just, yes, at the moment it may seem pretty impossible, it may seem pretty complicated, but I realize that life offers you jabs and like it jabs, you get me, like you get punches, you get hurt by life basically. you know it's life is like a train, it just hits you out of nowhere unexpectedly. So when it hits you, you have to face it. You have to face it. Don't not run away from your problems, because if you run away from your problems, then you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna grow. Face your problem. If you face your problem, you're gonna learn from it. Once you learn from something, the stronger you get. You know, just think positive. Even if no matter how tough it may be, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a blessing at the end after every situation. There's always a reason why something bad happens, and that reason is something always good. No matter what, it's always going to be a good reason why something happened. You just think about that, you know what I mean? And just try to like just try to like think positive, think about positive things in your head, because you want to call that energy. And trust me, just don't give up. Whatever you're trying to work on, don't give up, just keep going, and just try to motivate yourself. I promise you, happiness is the most beautiful thing. Life is beautiful. A lot of people, they say, hey man, life sucks because I went through this. Man, look, you're alive, that's good enough, right? You have a roof over your head, you have food in your fridge, you're blessed, and be thankful, and that's it. Don't complain just because you went through something, crazy. I mean, it's understandable. People, we're all human beings. We don't really we don't react that way, at the moment. But you got to think about it now, like um especially if you don't know what to do at that moment. You got to think about it that way. Now life is beautiful, and that's the beauty of life. If you think about it, it teaches you. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's the way I see it.
I
I,
love
I'm
him. I love him.
Aw, and I agree with you, Jaden. I think that life is really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
And everybody who watches this show knows that, yeah, I've had really rough moments. Gloria's had rough moments. And we've come through them, really, really traumatic things, right? And it sucks when you're going through it.
it does.
Right?
It does. Yes, of
And
course.
it really sucks. There's no other way to say it. You can't pretend to be happy when you're in that. When you're living in that, it's horrible. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
it's when you're realizing that there's power in the choice that you have in that moment too. So
correct.
when you're realizing that you can choose what perspective you're going to take, right? Like, I'm going to get myself out of this. I'm going to I've had enough of this, bad relationship or this bad job or this bad living situation or whatever it is. I've had enough of this, and I'm going to take myself away from it. I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to come up with a strategy that's going to move me out of this situation. All of that starts with the choice.
Amen. Yes.
Realize that you don't have to stay in it. Like, you
You
could
don't.
have easily wallowed in that, Jaden. You could have been like, got stuck in all of that, like, I lost everything, like that victim mentality is what they call it. And you
Yeah.
could have been like, yeah, this happened to me, this sucks, what am I gonna do? I don't have a camera, I don't have anything, like, I've lost my underwear, right? Like, you could really, really down. And you know what happens is people get stuck. They
Yeah.
get stuck in that moment of, and then before you know it, it's like a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years. And you're like been in this depression for a really, really long time. And now you need real legit help to get out of it if you're going to get out of it. Some people don't get out of it, right? They just escape through drugs or TV or whatever, sex, whatever. They just escape their real feelings all the time,
Ex-
So it's a choice to
It,
make, to
it
say,
is.
I'm not going to stay there.
Exactly. That's why I tell people life is full of choices, so choose wisely. You got to choose wisely no matter what. You got to make the right decision. You don't want to stay in the comfort zone. Like you said, like people, they feel good, they do drugs, that's the wrong path. Just to make yourself feel better, that's the wrong path. I mean, yeah, maybe drugs, I don't know. I mean, I never done it, but like if it makes you feel good, trust me, don't let it fool you. If you want to reward yourself with a peaceful life, you got to work for it. You got to do your part. It's just not going to be handed to you right away just like that. No, you got to do your own part. Once you're already doing your part, God is gonna handle the rest, and that's it. And as long as you have faith, that's it. You're good.
And in this, whatever you believe in, right? So some
Yeah,
people
exactly.
say God, some
Whatever.
people say universe,
Exactly.
some people say source.
Yeah.
It's having faith in something, that energy source
Universe.
that's out there that can help
Yeah.
you. But you have to help yourself too.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
to take
You got to do
actions.
your own thing. Of course, you got to do your
Hmm.
own thing. If you don't like I always tell people, look, if you don't work for something, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. If you really want something but you don't want to work for it, then you don't really want it. You might want it with your mind, but you don't want it with your heart because you don't want to go for it. And that's what I did because photography is in my heart. It's my passion. So guess what? I went after it with my heart. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I went. I had to. Like, I could not. I didn't want to be in that comfort zone, especially see my room destroyed. I couldn't, and we were not even allowed to be inside the house. We were not even allowed because they wouldn't let us breathe the air because the smoke was still like inside going through the air vents. So we weren't allowed to breathe that. So yeah, so I was staying at my mom's house at the moment for it. I was there for like 5 months with my mom, and once my room was already remodeled, I came back and everything fell back to normal again. And that's from there. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually glad that I didn't give up. Thank God I decided not to. I feel like it's worth it. Yes, I went through hell and back, but you know what? I'm alive. My dogs are alive. My family are alive, and that's what matters. That's it to me. That's one of my biggest goals: happiness with my family and my loved ones, and that's it.
Was there ever a moment that you thought about giving up though?
Yeah, I had that many times to be honest. I've had those. I feel like a lot of people go through that. Like there's times that you're so tired of everything, you just like, oh my god, I just want to get out of here and leave and just forget about everything. You get me? Yeah, in photography, I have moments like that. Where like, for example, um, me, in the 6 years that I've been a photographer, I've only had like one negative feedback, and from that one negative feedback is what made me want to give up. And it was not too long ago actually, but I showed the images to other photographers, and they loved it, and they were like, because I had a client that she wasn't satisfied with the final results that I delivered. And but I asked other photographers, I'm like, do you see anything wrong with these images? And they all loved it. No, dude, this is amazing. So and they were telling me, no man, why are you gonna give up just because one person is telling you that she doesn't like those pictures? You feel like you want to give up now. Like, why? Don't let it get to you. And I thought about it. I was like, damn, man, just it's crazy how one person can damage someone like this mentally just by words, just by words. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna give up. I'm just gonna stay. Maybe what I need right now it's a little break, maybe. But I took that little break. It was like 3 weeks only, but still remain, focused. I was still working low key in silence, and yeah, that's it.
She the comment that she make to you, they make you to your thought, like not believe anymore in you, like you
Self
question
doubt.
yeah, you question yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh no, 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 no. Like not believing in myself. Like, no, I don't. I don't recall. I'm not sure though. But I have moments where I felt like giving up. To be honest, that's it. Like sometimes I will lose inspiration, and that's it. But then I'm like, why do I feel this way? And sometimes I look at my laptop, I look at my camera, and I don't. And like I try to do something, I try to work on my laptop, and then I lose inspiration. I'll be like, no, I don't feel like doing this today. I'll do it tomorrow. And that's a thing that I worked on. I mean, it still happens sometimes, to be honest with you. But I think about it as my job. It's my job. This is my job. This is what I want in the future. So if you quit once, you're gonna get used to that routine, and you're gonna just get too way too comfortable forever. You don't want that. So I've been trying to work on that, to be honest. And lately, thank God, like I've been just focused. You're actually trying to gain some new inspiration, especially now since I got some new equipment. I've been wanting to test it out, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it right now. To be honest, it feels like I started photography all over 6 years ago again. That's what it feels like all over again. Thank God.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
And I was thinking when you were talking about the girl, she didn't like your work, and you got really down about it, and you thought, well, maybe I'm just not doing the right thing.
yeah,
And you got some other opinions, and I think that's good to be able to talk to people and get a second opinion. But also, I think it's really good to understand that, you know what, not everybody's going to love everything you do. And that
exactly.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Really, it's
yeah.
sad that she was disappointed. But at the end of the day, if you liked it and you were happy with what you did, that's really the most important thing because you're the artist. Art is subjective.
It's
Your
true.
perspective,
It's
right?
true. I had to go to
Mhm.
other photographers. I had to go to other photographers, and they all told me, "Man, your client is crazy." And I was just laughing, yeah. But nah, I still kept the images, just from my portfolio, and that's it. But I didn't post them on social media or anything like that. I just kept them for my portfolio for future references, and that's it. Yeah,
But
but I
it's
don't
good
let.
though.
Well, yeah, it's good. It's good. Exactly. I don't let. I mean, everybody gets criticized every day. You know, a lot of people do every day at work, whether you're famous or not. Everybody gets criticized. So I don't let it get to me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, what Brian Rose says at London Real is if you're not getting criticism, you're not doing something right.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow, I never.
So
Wow,
remember
wow, I never
that. If
wrote it
everybody loves everything you do all the time, you're not making as big as an impact as you would like.
wow, that's
So
I like.
Yes.
remember
That's very deep. I like that. I'm gonna
that.
keep that in mind. I like. Wow. Okay. I just learned something new right now. That's perfect.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it in mind now.
Awesome. Well, I am a success coach, so.
Awesome. But
But anyway, Gloria, what do you think about this? What we learn about Jaden today?
No,
No,
I've been telling you a lot about him. I love him. I love his spirit. He's young and he's so mature. Like I said to you in the beginning, he's like an old soul. And a lot of young men like him, they are struggling to not know what to do. And he got the strength to know, to learn, to make mistakes and say, let's go, let's go, let's go. And that is awesome to see someone young like that. Love it.
but
I see. That's amazing. Well, thank you for giving me the space to ask all the questions I want, Gloria. I appreciate you.
awesome.
And speaking of questions, before we run out of time, Jaden, so I love something else that you said. You said about having the passion in your heart to take action, and that some people think of things with their mind. And so we're all about visualization, right? We're all about using the mind to manifest things. But one of our other young friends, Taff Wisdom, who came on here, said that without you have to be able to see the vision, but if you're not willing to take the action behind it, you won't be able to manifest anything. And I think that's kind of what you were saying. Would you agree?
Way, makes sense. Yes, that's what. Yeah, exactly. If you don't, if you don't connect your mind into it, and but you have to do it with passion at the same time, you're not gonna get there. Like you said, it's true.
Yeah. So where do you see your career going in the future? That's what I want to know.
Having my home in Las Vegas already.
Las Vegas. This is
See
amazing.
that?
Look, I even have a picture right behind me. I took that picture over there 2 years ago, and when I came back, I fell in love with it. And I keep telling everybody, dude, like I had to move to Vegas, and especially the landscape, the Grand Canyons, the mountains. I love being surrounded by all of that. And on top of that, there's a lot of events going on over there, so I think it's a great opportunity. A lot of galleries, and there's a lot of people that wants to create as well. Just like here in Miami, people want to take their they want to have pictures taken, like modeling. So I'm like, I can do both modeling and landscape at the same time. We can even take pictures of the Grand Canyon and stuff like that. So, but yeah, in 5 years from now, to be honest, yeah, I see myself. I see myself already having, my business, my photography business running already for sure. So far, that's what I have in mind. Like that's where I see myself right now. At least, just being realistically speaking, I'm not like that's where I see myself. That's it for now. Yeah, but hopefully in 10 years, it's bigger than that.
And so, what about your music and your cinematography? You gonna do any more documentaries? Make any more songs?
I've been, I've been asked the same question. I'm actually thinking about making another song, but this time is, yes, it's another photography song, but it's going to mostly like relate more to my brand. Just promoting my brand now. I already promoted my brand through my documentary. Now I want to promote it through music now. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do, and that's gonna be the next go after. Because in a few months from now, I'm already having conversations with the graphic designer that's gonna design my website, because my website right now is under construction. It's not launched yet. So once I launch the website, then that's when I'm gonna make the music. So probably sometime like this summer coming up for sure. Hopefully, let's see.
I have another question before we go. What about girlfriends?
Oh,
No, I'm not right now, to be honest. I'm not really focused on that. Like I'm very surprised. I'm very, because I hate to be alone. I hate to be alone. But at the same time, I don't want to be. I wouldn't want to be with someone just because I'm alone. You get me? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like why? So I'm like, no, like, let, to be honest, I turned down a few dates because maybe I get a new booking, or maybe I just want to stay home and work, or sometimes I just want to stay home and relax and watch TV. Like I'm not ready for that, to be honest. I mean, if it happens, if the universe decides to put someone right in front of me, I'll gladly accept it. Why not? Okay, let's see. But I'm not, right now. I'm not focused on that right now. I'm really not. Like I'm loving the process the transition that I'm going through right now. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it right now, and I don't want to mess that up. I've been way too happy so far. Yeah.
That's why exactly I asked that question, because I asked that question before we was in private, and the way he expressed that, it was like, oh my God, young kids, the young men, they need to listen to that, because there's a lot of men out there young that they're suffering because they don't have a girlfriend, they don't have a date, and they don't know what to do. But in the way you express yourself about that is so cool, that you don't need anybody. You just need yourself, and you're so happy with yourself that you don't need anybody. That whatever person is gonna come to you is gonna complement your happiness,
Exactly.
not it's gonna come to give you happiness.
Yes. And
mhm. Well said.
exactly. Exactly. Preach. um, exactly. It's true. That's why, like, I'm surprised. I'm like, right now, I don't want to be with no relationship, like, because I feel like I'm not in a hurry right now. If it happens, it happens. It is what it is.
I feel that. I mean, I feel that too. I'm just yeah, because I'm really focused on the stuff that I'm creating right now,
Yeah.
and helping my students create the things that they're creating. And I feel that I'm like I'm not opposed to a relationship, but I am not looking for one because
Yeah.
I'm really content. Anyways, I have a lot going on. Like I have a pretty good situation in my life. And so you have to really add to that in order to to distract me from what I got going on, and how I
Oh
live my
my
life
God.
is very
No.
comfortable, is very cool. And I do that. I do it for
Exactly.
myself.
You
So
have.
whatever you have to bring something to the table that's gonna interest me and contribute to my happiness, because I'm so happy on my own, right, Gloria?
And that's what you want to say. You want to love yourself first. You want to love
Mm,
yourself first before spreading it to someone else. You want to get to know yourself first. You want to enjoy the process, the journey that you're going through. First, you want to enjoy that before getting into something. that I wouldn't say distract you. You never know. It could be something beautiful, but still, like you want to enjoy yourself first and love yourself first before loving someone else. You know. And right now, like I said, like I'm enjoying this journey. So let's see it. But if it happens, it happens. Oh my God.
I hear music. What's
It's
going on?
music.
Well, yeah.
Oh, turn it up, turn it up. Okay, okay, Jaden. Let's get it together.
Awesome.
Wow, how about that?
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Wow. You,
Thank you
I
so much.
heard it. You know where to find them on Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
Clicking the link on my bio, you have content YouTube, SoundCloud, or IGTV.
very nice, very
Yeah,
good.
music videos.
Definitely some skills there.
Thank you. I
Awesome.
appreciate that.
So, Jaden,
Yeah.
where people can find you?
You can find me on this, like my song said, find me on Instagram at Solid Vibes. Oh, it's right there. Solid Vibes.
I have.
On Solid. If you want to listen to my song, go to Solid Vibes. It's right there, written. Um, it's on my IGTV on Instagram. Or if you want, go ahead and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Go to the link tree Solid Vibes. Go, click on the link on my bio, and it'll give you options to either go to YouTube, SoundCloud, to any other platform. It gives you options, and my Facebook is right there as well. Jayden.Mendez.5. Yeah. Jayden Mendez. Music video, and the music video is coming pretty soon. It's gonna be it's gonna be a very unique music video, because in the music video I have photographers taking pictures in the music video, that they're also part of the acting, but in reality they're actually taking the picture. You get me? But it's gonna be so unique. I can't wait to show everyone, the whole world, and for people to feel like, oh man, I want to try to use that same type of technique. And it doesn't have to be photography, but it can be any other type of hobby people like doing. They can use that type of platform to promote another platform. So
Very cool.
it's all about inspiring other people, and yeah.
This is awesome.
Thank
Very, very, very awesome.
you.
Well, Jaden, it's been such a fun time to get a chance to talk to you and ask you a bunch of questions and find out about your business and everything you have going on as an influencer on Instagram and social media, and hear your music and catch on to your positive vibes.
Thank you.
I have another question before you go. I'm
Yeah.
curious. What do you wear the next day when you lose all your clothes? Did your friend that borrow you the camera, they borrow you also the underwear?
Luckily, I have some extra clothes in my car, and so I did laundry the next day right away. And we got and then we got some help from like the city. and I went to buy clothes with it, and my friend was lending me some clothes too, some shoes at the moment, and honestly, like, yeah, little by little, like I said, just replace the old for the new. So yeah, but yeah, thank God I had like extra clothes in my trunk. I'm like, let me grab these. I just, oh my God.
Only Gloria asks the deep, hard-hitting questions.
And I remember the next day, my face was like all like black because of the smoke.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah. So, but yeah, I had extra clothes. That's good. Like I said, no underwears because they all got burned. But at least I have shirts and pants.
So
Yeah.
the next day you just put it backwards. Your underwear, you put it backwards.
Oh, I can't. Oh my God.
Oh my Tendai, you see this, right? You knew.
Oh my God.
You knew.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Okay, Jaden. So thank you so much to be in Hot Topics tonight, and we love to have you next time with your new projects, because I wanna follow you and see how you progress. And I'm waiting for you to be in Vegas so we can have a house in Vegas.
Okay.
And
You're welcome.
and when Kia comes to Florida, we're gonna do a photo shoot with you.
Okay. So,
Yes,
of
yes, for
course.
sure. I lived in Miami for 4 years. All my family is there.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
and, and where do you live now? Like up north?
I live in on the Pacific Northwest, so
Oh,
I'm actually closer to Vegas, actually. But
oh,
I'm in Washington State at the very bottom, really close to Portland, Oregon.
by Portland, Oregon, around there.
Yep,
Okay.
20
Okay.
minutes out of Portland. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That's awesome. I've
yeah.
been wanting to go actually. I've been wanting to go to Seattle actually. Um, I've been dying to go to Seattle because in Seattle there's national parks that I want to visit, and from there the whole plan is to drive from there to like Vancouver, Canada, because it's like right there on the way up.
Mhm.
And me and my friend were thinking, yeah, I want to do that. That's gonna be another trip that I've been having in mind. Let's see.
Well, I will tell you one thing. If you love to take landscape photos, the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Washington, all this whole area is some of the most breathtaking scenery that you will ever see. There's everything from beaches to waterfalls to mountains to gorgeous
Yeah,
woods. And Seattle's the most green city I've ever seen. There,
yeah,
that's why they call it the Emerald City. There's trees everywhere. It's gorgeous. I love it. They're
yeah.
really changing now. It's getting really huge and really built up, but still really dope up there.
No, yeah, like I've seen pictures, I've seen videos of like other people that I know that they went, and I'm just like, wow, it convinced me to go. Actually, that's one of one. It's in my bucket list already.
Yeah, gotta go get after it. You won't regret
Yes.
it.
Whereas I
Okay,
have.
Jaden. So thank you so much, my dear, and we keep in touch. And we're gonna wrap it up. If you want to wait for us, cool. If you need to go, it's also cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night then. Okay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
Bye, sweetie. Aw,
Wow.
he's adorable.
Yes.
So that was cool. I love to have creative types come on the show and talk about their art and their passion and what they create and their vision. It's really fun. It's really cool to see.
Yes, it's very cool. So, my dear, we need to wrap it up. It's already one hour so far, so we don't want people to get tired of us.
No one gets tired of us. We do what we want. Anyway, with that being said, I want to just say thank you so much for spending an hour of your life with us. We really appreciate you taking the time to tune in and come back and watch each week and each episode, like you, George. Thank you. And you know, all the people who are writing us messages and the people who continue to watch all of our shows. And I mean, we've doubled in views in the
Yes,
last, I don't know, 3 months. We've
yes.
gone from like 1,000 to 5,000 views to 25 to 30,000 views.
And then
We've got an
201.
Yeah, no, that episode is way past that. I looked at the episode. So we have an episode, you guys. It's called "Can Binaural Beats Help You Lose Weight?" And I'm not going to tell you whether they can or not because you have to watch the episode. And it's a very, very good one. It has, I think, right now, Gloria, over 350,000 views on it. So,
Oh,
and I keep getting notifications that more and more people like the episode. So it's really exciting to see that happen, that people are really enjoying a lot of the content that we're putting out. And we are new to YouTube. We're going to start growing our YouTube channel. I've been having people ask me, they don't like Facebook as much. Sorry, Facebook, but they want to be on YouTube. So we're branching out, we're doing our thing, and you'll be able to find us in both places. So right now we're streaming to YouTube, and if you are watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Set your notification bell, that little bell icon, and set it so that you know when we come live. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Share, tell people about us, spread the word. And if you're watching on Facebook, of course, follow us and share the episodes, and send us messages with topics that you want to hear about, and or flowers. We love those flowers that you send us. We love that.
yes, yes.
And all your positive energy and loving comments. Those are so appreciated. We love that too. And also, we like to do an energy check-in, right, Gloria? So if you catch
Yes.
us during the replay, like most of you do, and you feel like it, put hashtag replay and tell us where you're from so we know who's watching and where you're at. And maybe we'll write you a message back. And
Exactly.
well,
Because remember that our show is global, so we receive
this is a
message
global
around
show.
the world from around the
That's right.
world,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere.
Yes.
So we appreciate you, and we have love for all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kia Baker. I am the host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories for the Veterans Channel at theveteranschannel.com. And I am a success coach at London Real Academy. And every week I come live with the most amazing and talented and sweet and kind and generous human being. And she's right next to me, and she's going to tell you how you can follow us on Instagram.
There you go. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way, a natural way to always make you feel better. And also, the founder and the host of the bilingual show, The Gloria, every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, one Friday Spanish, one Friday in English. And tomorrow I'm going to have Miguel Sosa, is an energy coach, and we're going to talk about depression and anxiety, how the energy of us can also heal us if we channel in the right way. So he's going to come with a lot of tips for you. So please, please, please be with me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And thank you so much to be in our show today. We appreciate that. And that's all. Thank you so much. Right?
Follow us on Instagram. Right there. Right there.
Right there, right there, right there. Follow us. That's the only way for us to spread the world to the world. Right?
That's right.
Ciao.